It's your girl Warrior, and you are watching the BYOBB Blast. Now, I have the honor, the privilege right now of interviewing my boy, Mike Sykes, all right? I'm from NY, right? From bedside, do or alive. I sanctified, all right? I'm saved, all right? Not no do or die, do or alive, all right? And my boy's from MD, from Maryland, and I love this man, so I'm very, very excited about this interview. Now, Mike, for those who don't know you, I know you know what I'm saying, but I want you to talk about this whole thing about you being shy. I was reading his bio, and he was talking about how he was shy. I'm like, I went Little John, like, what? You know what I'm saying? Shy. Come on now. You shy? Talk to me about this.
Well, I wasn't shy in a sense. I mean, I always was a talker. I always would talk to people, different things like that. But it was getting up on stage and doing my music. I had a fear of what they don't like me. All of my cousins, my brothers, everybody, man, were into music. Like, we used to have big ciphers. Like, I was like 10, 11 years old. We used to sit in the room and rap all night long. Yeah. And they were all doing it right. And when they were all doing their thing, I would stand outside the circle, like, and try to have my own little rap going on while they were doing their thing. Because I was too shy, you know what I mean? But yeah, I wasn't shy to, scared to talk. But I was, at one point in time, I was scared to get in front of people. Yeah.
That's, when did you start? You know what I'm saying? When did you actually start, stepping out there and going for it? Like, how young were you?
I actually started doing it when I was about 16. Me and my friends, we had a little rap group. We called ourselves trying to be, little quote-unquote gangsters at the time. And I got up and they were like, man, let's go to the studio. And I went to the studio, and one of the guys who were in the studio, he was like, man, you should get in there and do something. So I went in the booth, man, wrote a rap, and then it was just on from there. But I had been rapping and writing rap way before then. But that's when I really stepped into it and actually started trying to pursue it as a career and actually doing it.
Yeah. Now, I'm glad you brought that up as far as stepping out and doing it. You write a lot about what you've gone through, you know what I'm saying, about your personal experiences. And I know that you're close to your grandmother. Can you talk a little bit about that for us?
Wow. Yes, my dad's mother, we were very close. She was bedbound, and she couldn't move or walk or anything. So when I was young, I used to love her. So I used to take care of her, feed her. She couldn't, she had to use the bathroom and different things, wash her up and different things like that. But yeah, she was my heart, man. I mean, everything that I tried to do positive in my life before she passed, it was because of her.
I remember you. I remember you talking about that before. Now, because the shift happened when I know she had passed on. You know what I'm saying? Because then you got to say before she passed.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you talk about that? Like, because I know that a lot of people go through that. You know what I'm saying? They get born again, they get on fire, and everything's like, going and moving. You know what I'm saying? God is awesome, life is awesome, and then life happens. You know what I'm saying? Can you please talk about that now?
Okay. Yeah. When I was 15. I was out with my friend, and he told me about, Jesus and everything, and I ended up getting saved. Well, my grandmother was my biggest supporter. She was actually the one that would wake me up every Sunday morning so I could get up and go to church. Wow. And she was my heart, and so I started doing good in school. I was an athlete, I like to play sports and things like that. So I was like, Grandma, we're gonna get out of here, we're gonna get out of the hood, and we're gonna do all these things. And she was my supporter. And I told God, I said, God, just let me be one of the first grandchild of my grandmother's to go to college and to do something with myself. And he was like, if you do this thing, but God never made me a promise, but other men made me promises, and I listened to them. And well, anyway, my grandmother, she passed, and I was angry at God. And my first thought was, God, why did you do this?
Right.
You know what I wanted to do. You know what my thought was. You know what I said to you. You know what I mean? What I wanted to do again, and it just kept going over in my mind, and I just got bitter. I said, because you took my grandmother, I will never, ever, ever, ever serve you again.
Yeah.
And I was so furious at God, but He still was loving me.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know it at the time.
Yeah.
But He was still doing me good, even though I was just like, you couldn't even talk to me about God. If you talked to me about God, that was a fight. Like I did not want to hear it. You know what I mean? And I opened myself up to all type of, now that I know spiritual problems, man, that I didn't even know I was walking into. You know, but yeah, that right there, that was the impact of my life, and it shifted everything. When I got that bitterness in my heart, it's like I didn't care about nothing, nobody. My conscience, everything had just went away. You know, I still remember. Yeah, I still remember a pastor. He tried to pray for me, and me and him were wrestling in his living room floor. Like he was like, you know, let me pray for you, and I was like, no. And I mean, like, next thing you know, we rolling around in the living room floor. His wife was like trying to break us up, and you know, they finally get me down, and he prayed for me, but I got up and ran out his house.
I can't even see that.
Yeah, so I mean,
telling you,
it was crazy.
Yeah, see, now I'm glad you brought that up. So I want to know, like, because you said you didn't even realize that God was like, I got you, son. I'm still with you. I'm still, you know, and you're fighting on the floor with a pastor. You know what I'm saying? Now I want you to talk about how you went from I'm fighting a pastor on the ground, you know what I'm saying, to being in the blast seat right now, you know what I'm saying, to that transition, that point, because I know that you were also about to serve some major time. You know, you had, this man was facing 60 years. Y'all heard me right. 60 years, you know what I'm saying? So something shifted, thank God, you know what I'm saying? And I want you to talk about that because that's a straight glorious. To go from fighting on the floor to pastor, to facing 60 years, to being where you are now, you know what I'm saying? Please, you know, share it, bro.
I would say the grace of God. I went from that, and that same pastor, he told me before I came to Atlanta, he said, if you go to Atlanta, you're gonna die. The same as that pastor, he told me that. And at the time, I didn't understand what he was saying, but he was meaning spiritually. And it was like some of the darkest moments I've had was when I moved to Atlanta. But anyway, to make a long story short, I was getting caught up in all these different things, and I ended up getting locked up. And me and my friends, you know, did the wrong thing, dead to the wrong. And I was facing 60 years, and by the grace of God, that's all I can say, man. God's grace, he decided to shift it and to give me another chance. I was facing 60 years, and I still remember I was sitting in my cell by myself. They had moved everybody out of my cell. Like, nobody was in there with me. I was in there by myself. And I still remember the night that guy, he spoke to me, and it just hit me. It just hit me hard. You know what I mean? And all I could do was just say, yes, Lord. You know what I mean? And he just told me, give me your life. And man, after all of this stuff happened, I came to God. He told me that. Like, not even a week later, they took me back to court. After they had said they were going to give me 60 years, they took me back to court, and then they came and said, you know what, we'll give you a 10-year sentence. And then
60 to 10.
60 to 10. And then right after that, they said, well, we'll give you a 10-year sentence, and you only have to serve 4. So, I mean, God just did everything, like, not even in a week's time.
That's supernatural.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And I mean,
this is after a week.
This is after a week. I wasn't even in prison for a month. I mean, I wasn't even in the county jail for a month. Before I went to prison and everything. And usually that's unheard of. Guys stay in county jails for like months. So yeah, I mean, God just moved, and I got out. Asked for a spiritual father, because I didn't, never have one except for one guy. He passed, and
that's awesome. No, I love you. I love talking to you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Talk to me right now as far as, being on the other side, being converted, you know what I'm saying, falling in love with the Lord, making those decisions now. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk to me about that. With where you're headed now.
Well, now where I'm headed, I'm more, if I could say, bullseye. If I could say that, I'm more targeted. I'm more aimed than I was before.
That's good.
I mean, before I was just moving around real frivolous, like not knowing what's going on. But now I'm like, I know where I'm going, and I'm like, I'm looking at my target, like, ready to get it. Yeah, man. And so awesome. Like now it's like, I see where I'm going, and like Apostle always says, see it and work it backwards.
Yeah. Awesome. I can see it. I'm glad you bring up your apostle now, our apostle. Phenomenal man of God, you know. Now, with Make Room, you know what I'm saying? That's the album that just dropped, you know what I'm saying? Make Room. Tell me about the wisdom that's been imparted to you from our apostle as far as with this album. It's hot, you know what I'm saying? Like the tracks, everything has been so fire. How are you handling that, you know what I'm saying? Going from how the world did it, now doing it in the kingdom. What's the wisdom that he's giving you in order to make you just, be like an arrow, like the word says, and be shot out?
Yeah. excellence.
Yes.
That's one of the big things, man, that he's given me and he's told me. It's just, you know, excellence. It's, man, I mean, everything that he's shown me, everything that, you know, he grew me and gave to me. I would go other places and I would see professionals. I would see people who, you know, are major in the industry and they don't even know some of these things. And you know, I'm like, wow, you don't know that? You know, and I'm like, I'm being taught something that you don't even know. But just him teaching me excellence and moving in a way that is still attractive, but keep it holy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's good.
Like, I mean, I've been a lot of places and I've seen a lot of stuff, and I'm not downing anybody or any artist or anything like that, but a lot of times in the Christian industry, the reason why, you know, a lot of people go to the world and they tend to listen to their music rather than ours is because the lack of excellence.
Right.
We tend to sometimes think that the anointing means, well, you know, we got it all, but in actuality, there takes practice. There takes going through a process and learning and getting more and more better at what you do.
Fresh.
And that's something that I have learned a lot from Apostle. Like, it's not enough that you just get up here and just do something. Lifestyle is.
Right.
Yeah, just doing anything, saying something on there and then doing something else. So yeah, that for me is major.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I was gonna say to you is that I know that your album just dropped. I just want to know, what is your favorite song? You know what I'm saying? And who you want to give a shout out to? You got to tell me.
Okay, my favorite song on the whole album would have to be Make Room. It's funny because after I heard the song, we put it on the album, and then we were like, you know, coming up with names and different things like that. And Apostle was like, we should make room. And I mean, and that's why I want to give a shout out to Apostle Tommy Arnett. You know, because I mean, that was my favorite song. And at the time, the name that I had was something different. Yeah. But when it came, it was like, it just fit.
DOC is another hot one.
Oh yeah.
Now I want you to talk about how DOC came about. That's
okay.
That's
DOC.
Awesome. Yes.
Okay, DOC.
That's my song.
Okay, DOC. DOC. I gotta dedicate this one to you. I was so turned up from being out on street team, BYOBB Big Generation. I was so turned up that I could not sleep, and I just got a pen and a pad, turned the instrumental on, and it was on. I mean, all night I was up writing. I think I stopped probably like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was done already with the song. And then, you know, I came back and did it probably like 2 Sundays after that at doing a service, and man,
it's straight hot.
Just straight
It
was crazy what the Holy Ghost did. I mean, I can't even take no type of nothing for that. That was all God.
This is Mike Sykes, all right? You're going to see him all over the world, all right? All over the world. But you have the opportunity to see him here on BYOBB Blast, all right? I'm your girl warrior from Bedside. Do or Live. You know what I'm saying? We'll be back. Love you. Peace.